If you think your tech job is safe, this might change your mind. Tech unemployment stayed flat last month, but behind the scenes, companies are quietly slashing jobs. Microsoft just cut over 300 people in Washington. That's part of a bigger plan to cut 6,000. Why? AI. Companies are gutting teams to refocus on automation and LLMs.
Getting laid off today for the first time in my life. So that's a fun, new, and exciting thing. No, I'm sad about it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna pretend. It really sucks. I knew it was coming. I didn't know it was coming for me. I knew layoffs were coming, but I didn't know they were coming for me. I've been at my job almost 7 years, and I love it. I love my team. I love what I do. I'm good at what I do, like all of the things, you know? But it happens. It's happening to me. I literally told my parents, and they're like, oh, layoffs happen. I've been laid off this many times. This many times, you'll be fine. I'm like, that doesn't help me. That doesn't help. What does that have to do with anything? I mean, I get it, but I'm just in that space where I'm like, everything sucks. I have a afternoon meeting with HR on a Friday. Obviously, I'm getting laid off. That's what it is. So we will see, but I'm pretty sure that I'm getting that paper today.
Guys, the job market is so bad that the recruiters are asking the behavioral questions now. No, they're not the only ones asking the behavioral questions, but they're starting the interview process with behavioral questions. I just want you to think about that.
Anybody else getting just absolutely dog piled on with the job rejections this week? Yes, love that the companies are active. I'm like, let me hit those job applications. But goddamn, I wake up and I'm like, can you guys let me get the crud out of my eye? A slew, mama. Hey, mama, a slew behind you. A slew of rejections behind you, girl. Hello?
So I just realized that Sunday was my 3-year anniversary, and you might be wondering, how do you forget an anniversary? Well, it was 3 years on Sunday, June 8th, that I was laid off from a job that felt like a dream. I worked at a fashion tech company, and I really enjoyed it. That job paid more than I'd ever made, ever working, really close to 6 figures, and it felt good to have a great job that I enjoyed, and the industry was fun, and the work that I was doing was challenging but enjoyable. Had a great team. But when I was laid off in June of 2022, it kind of felt like, what the heck is happening? So now looking forward 3 years from then, in June of 2025, and here I am laid off from the job that I got after that job that was supposed to be more stable and more secure, because it wasn't a government contracting job, but it was a job that the company did work with the government. So of course, a sign of the times. Here I am now navigating another layoff, and as I've been just reflecting on that first time around and then this time that I'm currently in, I've been thinking just a lot about how differently I've been handling the 2 layoffs.
247,000 people filed for unemployment the week of June 7th. That 247,000 people is an 8-month high. Mass layoffs are coming this month and likely more down the road. It is said that 130 companies are going to be laying off thousands of people. It is required that anybody with 100 employees that are going to lay off put a 60 or a 90-day notice on warntracker.com. This is an 8-month high. I want to remind you, before Donald Trump took over office, we were at a low unemployment rate. We had very low inflation. The stock market was doing well. It seems like we were finally recovering from COVID. Now we have an extra federal sales tax called a tariff.
If you thought the job market was bad, just wait and see what it looks like if you have not been learning AI. Well, I was on LinkedIn. I just happened to see this post. I snagged it off of there and I wanted to share it with you guys. But these are going to be the new roles for AI. If you look at the top here, you'll see the AI roles. you'll see the emerging AI roles and then the must-have AI roles. You see that the AI ethicist right here is extremely important because I told you that we don't want to run into bias in the workplace. I know you're wondering, like, where are all of the other roles? Like, where are the roles where the administrators, the program managers, and stuff like that? But those roles are most likely going to be eliminated and replaced by AI. So it's going to be people who have AI expertise to kind of fill in the gaps of all of those previous roles that I just named. And I just want to say this is extremely important to understand, like, why the job market is the way it is. Why are we not seeing more roles, and why are we seeing, more and more layoffs? Because at the end of the day, they're transitioning. You're going to have a expertise in order to fill these roles. If you are in the healthcare industry, the banking, the finance, the education sector, all of these roles are going to be revamped, and you will have to have AI expertise in order to fit in. There's literally like no way around this anymore. It's either you're going to be on the chopping block or you're going to be, filling the role and the gaps for AI.
Y'all, this job market is trash. Like, they have you doing 3-round interviews for a contract role that's only lasting for 6 months. 6 months. Yeah.
The worst job market since 2008 is going on right now in the United States. And the primary reasons for that, guys, are number one, that you've got all of the government employees that have been laid off recently that have flooded the job market. A lot of these are very qualified people with a lot of years of experience that are out looking for jobs really heavily right now. Hundreds of thousands of these people are in the market. That's right on the heels of all of the tech employees that have been laid off in the last 2 years, and all of the tech employees and the employee jobs that will be eliminated in the next 2 years via AI. So what are people supposed to do that are in the market and they're looking for this? First of all, for the tech employees that are at least in the market the last 2 years, what I recommend is that you don't just try to get jobs in tech anymore. And I know that if you're at FANG companies, you're at SaaS companies, you're very used to like that environment, startups, things are moving, things are going. There are jobs out there for people with your tech skills in standard industries, and I would recommend that you look towards those. Yes, they're more traditional roles. Yes, they're probably not going to be as high a pay or as high a bonuses, but they're going to be more stable. And in this market, that's what you need right now until things kind of get back to some type of normal.
Only in America, 12,000 people were just laid off today at Google. Yes, Google. Google. Some of the people that were laid off actually designed some of their AI tools, which they're using to replace the employees with. So you telling me, you gave them an idea, you designed everything, and they let you go. Why aren't you so surprised? My thing is, they're a corporation. That's what they do. Their goal is to make money. And they're going to exploit you for everything you do. That's why you're an employee. Exchanging money for work. And if you come up with a dope idea, I don't know why you didn't patent it. But I tell you like this, over 250,000 people has filed unemployment in the first week of June alone of 2025.
Thousands of tech workers are losing their jobs, and the numbers keep rising. Now, according to TechCrunch, Amazon had over 100 layoffs from Alexa, Echo, Ring, and etc. Microsoft had over 6,500 job cuts. Now, that's 3% of their global staff. Chegg laid off around 248 of its employees. Now, that's around 22% of their workforce. Match Group, including Hinge and Tinder, laid off around 325 of their employees, and that's roughly around 13% of their workforce. And CrowdStrike laid off around 500 of their employees, and that's around 5% of their workforce. These tech players are making huge structural changes. And throughout the whole year of 2025, there has been over 50,000 tech layoffs, and it's only May. So you might be wondering, what is driving this? Well, it's not only AI and automation. It's also cost-cutting, slower growth forecasts, and investor pressure. Some of it is about automation, but some of it is also about boosting profits. And while tech keeps evolving, thousands of people are getting left behind. The future of work is here, but it's not totally safe.
You guys, what is happening in tech? There has been over 52,000 job cuts in 2025 and over 24,000 of those happened in April alone. For the last number of years, the most job security has been in the tech industry and more specifically cybersecurity. But now we're seeing companies like CrowdStrike having massive layoffs. This definitely leaves an uneasy feeling around job security, and it's mostly in the name of AI. When AI is supposed to create more jobs but is having the opposite effect, or what looks like the opposite effect. Now, there are definitely many theories around whether this really is due to AI managing the workforce, scaling down, or even related to global markets. Microsoft said that it's due to a restructure to streamline management and invest heavily in AI infrastructure, but they then laid off so many of their top AI skilled professionals. Interesting. This is definitely all very interesting, but it does pose the question, should tech professionals be going about this in a very different way? If you're working in tech, I would love to know your views on the technology industry and whether the tech bros are actually getting it all wrong, or do we see this going somewhere?